a closer connection, I guess, if you will.
In his disciples, he had one that was designated as beloved, indicating a greater.
Yes. Well, that disciple designated himself, I guess, as beloved, although he would never mention his name. He is the one, I believe, who is writing this account, who's being given the apocalyptic vision that is recorded in Revelation. So verse 9 would indicate that the 144,000, which we have already established, who is the message to Philadelphia is 2, are in this group of people in Sardis who have fallen asleep, and they also seem to have a connection with a group of people who are said to be of the synagogue of Satan, synagogue being a church that meets on the seventh day of the week, on the Sabbath, who claim to be God's people, but they're not. Verse 10 of Revelation 3, because you have kept the word of my perseverance. What word of perseverance? Perseverance is wait and continue.
Don't give up.
And don't give up until you're finished. I will also keep you from the hour of testing. That hour which is about to come upon the whole world to test those who dwell upon the earth. What this sounds like is that Christ will come prior to the Great Tribulation. That hour which will come upon the whole world to test those who live on the earth. So his coming like a thief then would be truly at a time where there isn't any real signs and wonders. No plagues and upheavals and
Asteroids or meteors.
everything that we imagine that will be going on during the Great Tribulation.
By the way, Daniel 12:12 is very interesting. It says, how blessed is he who keeps waiting and attains to the 1,335 days. There we have the waiting, perseveres.
So those of you who've had an opportunity to look at the chart that I put up on our website, just a point of reference for that would be that verse 10 of Revelation 3 is talking about the time leading up to the sealing of the 144,000, and that sealing would occur at some time just prior to or at the beginning of the 1,335 days. 1,335 days may begin around the end of June 2012. And that would be the time at which the awakening of the 10 bridesmaids. The 1,335 days would be the time at which the kingdom of heaven would be separated and sorted out into the 5 wise and the 5 foolish. I am hoping that it's better than 50% who are wise, and that Jesus is just saying that to show the importance of being ready. That last sentence when he adds there is what gives me hope for that, and that is, and those who were ready went in with him. So at such an hour as you think not, he will come, and those who are ready verse 11, I am coming very soon, quickly. Hold fast what you have, in order that no one else take your crown. Persevere until the end. So turn to chapter 14 of Revelation. And with all the information that we have gleaned now from Daniel, Matthew, and the first part of Revelation, we'll read the characteristics and qualities of the 144,000. Revelation 14, starting with verse 1. And I looked, and behold, the Lamb was standing on Mount Zion, and with him 144,000, having his name and the name of his Father written on their foreheads. And we talked about the name of God. To have the name of God written on your forehead means that you are a member of God's family. You have been born again, Revelation 12, the woman, the remnant of her seed, those who are born just prior to the start of the Great Tribulation. These are the ones whom the dragon prepares for war against. And we talked about that war. So Revelation 12 tells us, first, there was war in heaven. And this war was between Michael and his angels and the dragon and his angels. And this war was not a war of guns and bombs and bullets and chemicals. This was a war of truth against ideals. The dragon worked hard to convince. He worked hard to convince other angels. This war was won by Michael because 2/3 of the angels sided with him, 1/3 with the dragon. And because Michael had the 2/3 majority, the dragon was cast out. The war on earth that the dragon wages against the woman and her offspring, or against the offspring of the woman, as it's said, is a lot like the war that was in heaven. Except the outcome of this war is to see how many people the dragon can get. He does not win based upon numbers. He has already lost. He just wants to take as many of those whom he considers his with him. The outcome of this war is for us. We determine what we are going to do. Do we want to live on the earth made new? Do we want eternal life? Do we want to live on the same planet that God lives? Do we want to experience life at a far, infinitely better level than our poor, finite human minds can even imagine?